Okay, I've cleaned these pistons up pretty good, and I'm going to use a little oven cleaner on them. And I took my pick down there. I'll show you my pick. And I picked out, the first ring's usually the worst, and I picked out all the carbon. So what I'm going to do is spray these up really good with this Easy Off. And I suggest you wear gloves. Let's see if you can't get this ring moving there so you can get it all up in the lands. It's most important on the first couple of rings because they're going to get the most carbon. And what this will allow you to do is be able to clean it up a lot easier. This one was extremely carboned up, really bad. I really had to chisel quite a bit. There is a groove in the very top of this piston, and it was completely filled with carbon as they usually are. These are all fuel pistons. That and 50 cents, you can buy a cup of coffee. I don't know really what the difference is, but I know this is an all-fuel tractor, and all-fuel pistons are usually cast, so they're very heavy. Why aren't you taking the rings off of that? Well, let me tell you why. I've got a set of ring pliers here, but the balls they suck are huge. They're not very good. I'll get some paper towel real quick. They don't capture the edge of the ring, and essentially what it does is it slips over it. What I'm telling you is I don't want to break the rings, because if you break the rings minimalistically, just as minimal as you can, they're $145 a set. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I've got the cylinder that I cleaned up a little bit, and I bought it used, of course I told you, and I'm just going to use those rings and those pistons and clean everything up because this was from a running tractor. I'm going to run my brush down it a little bit. Hone down it a little bit. I have a hone. I've done one side already. I want to just kind of coat it with some WD-40. It has quite a ridge at the top here. Try to take that out. You have to be careful. I come out of these while it was running and broke one of my stones, so you have to be careful not do that. Then I'm going to clean that up. But it has a little bit of a ridge here, and my pistons are going to go in this way. So I'm pretty sure I can clear that. It should be all right. It's tapered pretty good. It ought to be all right. I'm going to clean that up with a little gas and a rag and spray it with a little bit of oil. I've cleaned my surface on the top here. I've yet to clean my surface on the bottom. On the bottom of this, you can't really see it. I guess I can pick it up a little bit more. Let you see it. Incidentally, if you want to lift this stuff, an engine stand is the best way, or engine brake, I think, really well. If you look right here, this is where your oil line connection goes, and this one was boogered up. So what I did is I took my die grinder and I cut it off, and I still couldn't thread it on there. So what I did is I tapped it. The closest I could find was 14 millimeter. No, not 14 millimeter. 10 millimeter and 125 thread pitch. That's the finest I had. Now it doesn't matter what you tap it, because as long as you die the other side the same, it ought to work. And what I did is I mixed up a little bit of JB weld, and I used that to, when I put it on there, I put some JB weld on there, so it's A, it's not going to come off, and B, it's not going to leak. And it did tighten up, so the threads are there and everything's okay. There's my JB weld and my ink pen that I tore apart. We're going to use that ink pen tomorrow. I'll show you what for. We're going to use it on the cylinder head. Here's our head. I had one stud missing, one stud that was broke off. I tried to take the stud out by heating it up, and what happened is I broke it off, so I ended up having to drill it, 3/8 drill, and I guess the bigger tap, 7/16. I guess that's what that stud would be, is 7/16. But a tap set is really nice to have too, along with a good torch. I've been checking this head out and looking at it and just kind of cleaning it up a little bit, and so we're going to work on that tomorrow. I'm going to clean up this cylinder. The bores looks pretty good. I may hit both sides one more time and clean it up and put a little oil on it, and I think we're going to be good. And then I'll clean my pistons up tonight too, probably with the brush. Well, that's where we are right now. Temporarily I put my radiator on and mounted my air cleaner to it temporarily, just to get it out of the way so I could use my engine stand. And there's where we're at. Did fill crankcase with oil, well, enough oil, and I did turn it over, and I am getting oil up out of the line that goes to the cylinder head. So the oil pump is working. How well it's working, I don't know, but it should provide enough oil for to start it anyway. So I'm also at an impasse here because I'm out of money. Well, I'm not out of money, I just don't want to spend any more right now because I'm not making any. I need a gasket kit to put, I need a head gasket and a base gasket to put on there. Gasket kit's pricey. I need a carburetor kit complete, that's pricey. I ought to rebuild my magneto, and that's going to be pricey as well. And I'm going to need tires too, and that's pricey too. So all this stuff being the way it is, looks like I'm just going to be cleaning up parts and getting them ready. I might have to tuck this away till next year if I don't make any money. So that's where I am.